Hello, buds. Season 5, episode number 11. Is it season 5? It's season 6.
No, season 6, Cloudy.
Season 6.
You just
fella.
wrote us off for a whole season right there.
Yeah. What am I talking about? There it is. Season 6, episode number 11. It is Chris and Tib and the 3BeerPod. What's going on, dude?
Nothing, dude. I was playing. Never mind. It's all good, dude. I'm fine. All good. I'm good.
Okay.
Looking forward to it. I'm good.
All right.
I don't even know.
Did you want to start over? We'll pretend that never happened. Okay, we're back.
Hey, bud.
All right,
What's going on
3BeerPod.
tonight?
What you drinking, bud? Let's start with what you drinking here tonight. I'm gonna start here, Timmer, if you don't mind.
All right, yeah, go for it, dude.
Got some Bose Country Vibes, the Amber Lagerdale. I'm already drinking that one here right now. We're having some of that. Got I haven't had this yet, Timmer, and I know you have, and I know that you got some there in the fridge.
Delicious.
So the Pineapple Lo-Fi.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're drinking this one with me tonight, Tim, or not. We had talked about this. I know you've got one of these. Have you already drank it? It's the Porter from Bose. If you can't get a good look at that, the Porter from Bose that we had talked about last week. The strong beer with vanilla flavor.
Is that in my fridge?
I dropped one off for you. So I
forgot about that one.
That you're not having one of those tonight.
No.
So a couple of Bose and one from Suns. I've had this. I've had the country vibes before, and I know we've talked about that here. But I've got two new brews that we're going to get into here in just a little bit on episode 11.
The Lo-Fi will not disappoint, buddy. I was
Okay.
a big fan. I say jump into that one. I got a couple beers here today, or three. I have the London Brewing. Never had this one. This is the London Organic Lager. This is from London Brewing, or there used to be the London Brewers Co-op, I believe. It was a delicious little brewery there. I have Sunshine Juicy IPA from Frank. That someone left that in my fridge last week. I think it might have been friend of the pod, Darren Eber. I'm going to drink that tonight. And my third beer tonight, buddy. Ready for this one?
Okay. Oh, fella.
Yeah. Check that out.
That's
that
a
right
good
there
one.
is an OV. Now, I brought back an empty keg. We had outlined our tailgate that we had a few weeks ago. So I brought back the empty keg, and I brought back empties. So I had actually, I'd been actually saving empties because apparently you can take them back for money. That was new. That was new to me.
New.
And when I brought them back, I was like, what am I going to get here at the beer store? So I bought a case of OV. And wow.
What's wrong with that?
I had a couple before trick-or-treating the other day, and that was good stuff. So I'm drinking an OV here today. I know that might be different than what we usually go with. But I'm drinking an OV, and I'm drinking it out of the bottle.
Oh, fella. I'm with you.
I missed the experience, man.
Well, what were we crushing out of the keg? We were drinking
PBR.
PBR. We've talked about this. We've never followed through it. We got to do a 3BeerPod. I don't want to call them. What kind of beers do we call those? We had a name for it. Where they weren't craft.
Yeah.
We were calling them.
Sometimes I call them dad beers. That's what I call
dad
them.
beers. Well, we have a dad beer pod where we drink the beers that our dads drank.
Yeah, and
let's do that.
Bam,
okay,
right there.
You're starting it.
Yeah. Well, I had it in the fridge. I bought a case of it, and I was like, "This is pretty good."
All right,
so
we'll save me one.
And
save me one.
Well, the experience of drinking out of a bottle is something that I missed.
Mm-hmm.
I drink a lot of beer out of glasses, and it just flows differently. There's something to it.
Mm-hmm.
Just drinking out of the bottle. I don't know.
Maybe
it's nostalgic. It just feels good. I don't know. Let me try it.
It's like you did some work out of the yard or something.
So we took my daughter around.
Yep.
And I got a little hungry while we were trick-or-treating.
Oh, of course you did, yeah.
So I dove in, grabbed a bag of chips, and ate it. She was not happy with that, buddy.
Dad tax.
So yeah, that's what I said. Dad tax. Yeah. I had a bag of Cheetos and a bag of ketchup chips while we were walking.
Yep.
We did a little extended version because it was nice out.
Yeah.
So I ate a couple bags of chips. Didn't go well. What are you eating, bud?
Okay, I've got a full spread of candies here. I go for the chocolates. I got the Kit Kat, the little mini Kit Kat.
Solid.
The Crispy Crunch. which is also
buddy,
a
she did
solid.
not in inventory that we did with her candy. She didn't get any crispy crunch.
No, eh?
No.
An arrow, mini arrow,
so delicious.
and an underrated that I would never grab off the shelf.
The Wonder Bar.
Yeah, the Wonder Bar.
A little bit of peanut butter in a Wonder Bar, isn't there?
It is for sure.
That's delicious.
And I know this is how professionals do it. They always eat on the mic. I'm gonna have a Wonder Bar right now.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of just like straight up candy, buddy. I'm really addicted to these.
Yeah.
I have been amazed though at how little there is in these packages now. I had a package of M&Ms the other day. 5 M&Ms in it.
That's a lot.
5. That's bull.
Oh, Wonder Bar. Hello.
Oh,
pairs well with a country vibe.
I found some Skittles. I'm gonna go for some Skittles.
Yeah, solid. What I like to do.
Oh, these are a little hard. These might have been last year's Skittles.
2019 version.
Oh my, yeah. Oh, it's still good though.
All right, before we get too far, Tim, we like
before
to
we crush any more candy here. Let's put that off to the side.
Our guest tonight is supposed to be Corey Bellemore, who is the world champion beer miler. We are taking bets on if he actually shows up. He's contacted. We have been in contact. He has said he will be here.
Yeah.
He's not the quickest responder on the emails. So we're going to, if you're tuning in just for that, hey, if he's here, we're getting him on, damn it. But
yeah,
much like the Jeff Jackson, Jesse Lumsden history on the podcast, these are guys that we're not banking on. I wouldn't bet the bank. So
I'm in 100%. I'm in. He's coming. So, it's all good.
In the meantime, we'll just wait for him to arrive.
Oh, we've got limited content here tonight. Let me go back to my Skittles.
For podcasters and viewers, we've got a double hit of the pod this week. Tomorrow, we're going to be on the engagement project with Doug Robbins. We're going to be drinking beers and eating chicken wings right about this time tomorrow.
How did we get selected to do this?
I think he's at the bottom of the barrel, I think.
Yeah, he's run out of people, right? And he's like, I saw these guys had something going. We'll get them.
So
I'm excited.
Yeah,
I mean, a range of chicken wings that we're gonna eat chicken wings and talk about it.
Yeah, wing it on. So here you go. Throw that up there. Go like the Facebook page right now, and then be there tomorrow night, 7:00. A little double dose of the pod. So that'll be 6 beers and 2 nights. Are we supposed to drink 3 tomorrow?
I don't think I'm having anybody.
No. Come on.
Just water. I gotta get my cholesterol checked soon, buddy.
No. What's going on with you?
No,
Are we jumping into beer nutrition already?
Yeah, my doctor tricked me into blood work a couple months ago, and turns out my cholesterol was high. So,
fella.
You know what I heard brings down cholesterol? Skittles, chicken wings.
Oh, is Arrow not a solid chocolate bar?
Arrow? Yeah. Did you suck on it though? Did you just just let it dissolve in your mouth?
No, I just unhinged. Just threw it in like a snake.
Do we have any content tonight? Or is this
This is it. We're just gonna eat candy and drink beer. All right. So anyway, we'll hope the Corey Bellemore joins us, and if he does, we're looking forward to it. But don't bet on it. I wanted to let's get into Beer Buzz. Let's do that while we're waiting. If he jumps 100%. On, we'll jump right to him. All right. So Beer 100%. Buzz. This is what's going on in the world of beer with the Beer Buzz today. Tim, why don't you start with that story that you were just telling me before we started here tonight? I thought that was damn cool.
Lake of the Woods Brewing Company, which is way the hell up there in Kenora, Ontario, close to the Manitoba border. They have decided to age some beer in the lake for like 6 months. Yeah. So they tried this in a small batch earlier last year. And now they're going with a new batch of 3,300 bottles that they're going to age in the lake.
But what's that do?
And they've picked like a Belgian Dunkel or something. It's going to mellow it out. Like it needs to cellar for a while. It's high ABV, the 8 to 12% ABV. So they're trying to mellow it out and make people actually want to drink it. Like that's a niche beer to drink. Like you're not crushing those on a Saturday night. So we're trying to, it'll mellow it out. Mm-hmm. but it seems like remember there was another brewery that did it in like the ocean. Do you remember that?
I don't remember you. I think you were trying to tell me that. I don't remember that one. But like,
Yeah.
what's stopping someone from diving down there and just grabbing a couple brews and swimming away?
I think it's a lot of work to do that. Like,
It's
if you're that hard up,
let's be honest.
if you're that hard up for beer, you probably don't have scuba gear. Like, I'm just being a realist here. Like, that's probably
you'd be surprised. You would be very surprised.
Yeah, so it's called a Deep Six. It was submerged a couple weeks ago. It's a Belgian triple, so that's gonna.
Let's see if we can get some.
Yeah, it's sold out already, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, that was worth a shot.
I'll dive into that. Anyways,
Literally dive into it.
I would try it.
Yeah, when you've ever stopped, you'll try anything.
That's true.
David's Bridal and Bush Beer have teamed up to offer a camouflage wedding dress.
Come on.
Yeah, so David's Bridal, a shop where obviously where you buy your bridal gear. The satin dress comes in khaki and green and sells for about $750 US.
Whoa.
And that apparently that's low in the dress world. The dress also had side pockets to hold cans of beer.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously. And a gun.
And
a gun.
And it's got a holster.
Or some skeets. or some skeets and just throw out some skeets to shoot. Do you know how many cases of Bush you can buy for $750?
How? Tell me.
Okay. I'm not a mathematician. You want me to pull up a calculator here? In the States, you can buy that stuff for $10.
Yeah, so side pockets hold beer cans. David's Bridal and Bush Beer have a whole line of camo wedding gear. So
is this a limited offer, or like do we have to rush out and get this? Like, should we?
I think you have time.
Talk to our friend.
You should never rush to David's Bridal. There should never be a rush into David's Bridal. Always take your time, make a strong decision, and
have a bunch of Bush and go shoot some guns, and then be like, you know what we need? Yeah. We need a camo wedding dress.
Beer mace and deer urine in there too. It's a lot of pockets on that wedding dress.
Oh, this is gonna be a good one tonight, buddy. I'm looking forward to this.
Oh, that lo-fi. I think that would pair well with a Kit Kat. Low calorie.
We were crushing this one. I can't. I'm still working on my Skittles here, one at a time, pacing myself. My nutritionist, dietitian. What do I? Isabel, on my dietitian.
Oh, she loves the pot. All right,
big fan.
Sam Adams is taking pre-orders for the new beer called Spacecraft. The IPA has hints of grapefruit, guava, and passion fruit. It is brewed from 66 pounds of hops that traveled 300 miles above Earth last month aboard the Inspiration 4 civilian rocket. 4-pack costs $22. Yeah. It was on a rocket. It's pretty wild.
Is that like Bezos' rocket?
I don't think it's Bezos' rocket, but it was one of the rockets. Maybe it was the Inspiration 4. It might have been Elon's rocket. But
NASA? I'm just naming
Tim,
space.
Put your candy away, okay? Let's act like professionals because our guest has arrived.
Yes.
That's right. Corey Bellemore is here.
We're athletes too.
Yeah. Corey Bellemore. What's going on, Corey? Oh, now we can't hear you. No. Looks good. Make sure we get his mic working. While Corey gets that set up, Corey is the World Beer Mile record holder. He is from Tecumseh, and we talked about him last week in the Beer Buzz as he broke his own world record. Are you there now, Corey? Oh, there you are. We can hear you now. There you are.
I think I'm just going to use this mic instead then.
There you go. There you go. Corey,
can you hear me
how
now?
are you, man? Good. Yeah, we can hear you. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Oh, fuck.
He's gonna get it.
There we go.
Can you hear me?
There we go.
You're good.
Can you hear us?
Shoot. One sec. I can't hear you guys. Hold on.
No problem.
That's all right. I'll just have
Corey's
another Skittle.
Yeah, get it in you.
Well,
Corey gets that set up. Corey is with us. Corey is the World Beer Mile record holder, and we're excited to have him here tonight. Corey,
what the heck is going on?
It's all good.
I can do on this end here. We got you there, buddy. We're just Jimmy ringing it now as we speak. So,
oh yeah, we're good to go here.
Yeah, we got you, Corey. Click. Yeah. Is it working?
Sing in the background, Clavy? Or...
We're excited to have Corey here today. Well, Corey, get it set up, and we'll talk while you do that. This is Corey Bellemore, ladies and gentlemen, and he's from Tecumseh, and this is funny. This is great.
Boy, boys, technical difficulties.
No, that's all right.
That was a great tune. You still can't hear us.
Yeah, I don't think he can hear us. He can't hear us. So last week we talked. Corey ran the beer mile. So you chug a beer, you run 400 meters, you chug another beer, you run 400 meters. You do this 4 times. He did that in 4 minutes and 28 seconds, set the world record. And this is over in England. And no, he's gone. We'll get him. He's gonna log back in. But yeah, he's a runner. He's not a tech dude. But Tim, he's got the chance at making the Olympics. Like, he's not just fly by night, just some drunk that runs fast. Like, really make the Olympics.
I've seen some drunks that can run fast. They were not making the Olympics, but he could make the Olympics. Like in
literally, he's a runner first and foremost. He's sponsored by Adidas. He is a upper echelon runner who just happens to be really good at drinking beer and chugging it and then running at the same time. Like,
if you wait a second. If you could pair something right now, that you were good at, and you could drink a beer while doing it, what would it be? Like, what's your he's chocolate. A fast runner.
Yeah.
That's not an event.
Corey, can you hear us now?
Can you hear me?
Corey, are you there?
Yeah,
I can hear you. Can you hear us?
It's all good now. Yeah, fine.
There we go.
There we go. We've had many technical difficulties on this podcast in the past, so this is nothing new to us. Corey, congratulations, dude. Way to go, bud.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. Finally, I can hear you guys and I can chat, so this is good.
We got into it last week on the podcast. We talk about beer every week, and then and we're also huge runners. Not at all. We're not runners. But the story is flipping crazy. And then the fact that you're like, are you home right now? Are you back in Tecumseh?
I am back in Tecumseh. Yeah.
Oh, very nice. So University of Windsor, and you've been running. How long? Like, when did running become a thing for you? Like, has this been like a lifetime thing? Because I ran for maybe 3 years, 5Ks, and that killed me. But you're doing like a lot longer than that.
Yeah, I started running like when I was in grade 7. I joined a track club. Well, before that, I did like a university track and field camp, and that's where I sort of got introduced to it. And then from there, I just joined a track club and really fell in love with the sport. And I just had a great group of like camp counselors, coaches, teammates. Like, it was just fun. It never felt like a chore. And ran in university, loved the family like atmosphere there, and obviously like we had one of the best track teams in the nation. So winning is pretty fun, and you get addicted to that team culture when you're winning championships. So
what's your distance? Like, what is your go-to?
1,500 meters and like the mile. Okay. So yeah, the metric mile and the actual mile.
Okay. So you've been doing that for a long time. So obviously we're just saying while you were trying to get set up there is that you're a real runner. You're not some, just a guy who likes to drink beer and can run really fast. Like, running is really a thing for you. You're a sponsored athlete by Adidas, and you have a shot at going to the Olympics, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, like, I call myself a runner first, and I just happen to be able to chug and drink and hold it down. So first and foremost, yeah, definitely an athlete. But I mean, I can dabble if I have to party hard after competition. I can definitely dabble in that sense.
That's hilarious. Timmer,
how did you get into the beer mile? Like you're just searching the internet one day, like, what else can I do when I'm running? Or like, where did your involvement in the beer mile start, and how did that come about?
It seems quite random. It definitely is a random thing, but at the end of like most university cross country seasons, competitive seasons, they'll have like a binge week. So you take the week off training, let your body relax, and you just like indulge in like crappy foods, things you can't usually do throughout the season. So we would do this thing called the beer mile. Team gets together, wants to be competitive still, wants to have a few beers. So that's how it sort of got organized. But in the 1980s is when it started at Queen's University. these group of guys, runners, decided to formalize some rules, and that's how it came about. So yeah, it's crazy. It used to be an underground thing, and now they host these actual competitions.
So this one took place in the UK somewhere, didn't it?
In Manchester, England.
So okay, so we had a bunch of questions here. We're gonna play a little bit just to highlight. If people missed last week's podcast, here's some of the highlights from the run from last week.
You all right, guys? 1, 2, 3, go!
He's coming for the first line in 61 seconds. That's drinking a beer.
You're both very clean. You're both very clean.
So right now, here comes. Here he comes! He's a 317!
Very clean!
And here comes Chris! Chris is also on road race!
Very clean!
Let's bring him home! Let's go! Let's go! 422! 423! 424!
That's Corey Bellemore from Tecumseh, Ontario. Is here on the 3BeerPod. It's season 6, episode 11. Corey, pretty wild to watch that back and to see how it goes. So we were talking last week. You were drinking Flying Monkeys beer at a Barrie. Is that right?
Yeah, I was.
So now, do you have beer with you? How does that work?
So we got in contact, I think, in start of 2017. They're actually the owner of Flying Monkeys, and one of their beer reps. They used to be like really high-end athletes that went on scholarship to the States. So it was honestly just a great fit. They approached me, and then we had a good conversation. I went down to Barrie, checked out the brewery, and ever since then we've had a great relationship and sent me free beer. They set up a tap in my basement. So life is good.
Wow, Timmer, we should start running, dude. Like it's right there at our fingertips, man.
We're so close, Cloudy. We're only like 12 minutes off the pace.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually. So now we were wondering. The question was like, what's the rules for the beer? Like, what kind of beer? I guess a standard can or a bottle is the go-to. But what's the beer rule for the beer mile?
Yeah, so it's got to be 5% ABV. Can't be a side or anything like that. And then it has to be 355 milliliters. So it can be a standard can. Most people use bottles because they are a lot faster to chug out of and a lot more consistent. But you can use pretty much any beer within those rules right there. And Flying Monkeys, they don't actually bottle any beer anymore. They don't sell bottled beer. So they specially bottle this beer. It's a light amber ale for me, and that's the one I use for the beer mile.
So how many bottles would you bring to head over to the UK for the beer mile?
Usually I'd bring 6 on my trips. This time I just risked it and I brought 4. So if one of them, something happened to my bag and one of them broke, I was sort of screwed, but it all worked out.
What a gamble.
That is a gamble, eh?
Cloudy, I looked at last week's notes. There was another question I wrote down. Remember, I took a bunch of notes.
Yep.
The bottle opener. Are you running the track with the bottle opener the whole time? Is it good?
I am.
A weapon? What?
That actually happened by mistake. Like my friend. So when I first tried the beer mile for the first time, my friend was the one that kept pushing me to try it. He had seen me chug and he knew I was a good runner. So he's the one that wanted me to do it. He's the one that actually truly like got me in this position. And he went to LCBO and asked the lady for a beer that was 5%, 355 milliliters, something that was light, because his friend was going to do a beer mile with it. She's like, what? Anyways, he got something. I was expecting twist off. He got something that was pop top.
Come on.
So we're like, oh shit, I got to start using a bottle opener.
Yeah.
So I started carrying a bottle opener. It's been my thing ever since. And I don't know. It's the fastest thing for me. I'm used to it. I used to run relay in university, so it's no, it's like a baton.
It's a feel. I get it.
Yeah.
That's wild. So you can't have it pre-open then. It has to be part of the race. It has to open.
The beer can't be tampered, can't be shotgun, can't be squeezed out if you use cans. You can't do anything like that. It has to be open as soon as you grab it and then consumed just as fast as it comes out.
Is there a swirling tornado method that you use, or is it just straight up chug? Is that
It's funny. Everyone says you gotta do the torpedo, but
yeah.
The thing is that leaves a ton of foam, and you get measured at the end of the beer mile.
Right.
Foam you have left. So if you have too much foam left over, you will get DQ'd, and your race is done at that point.
I was going to ask you about the 2018 beer mile where you were disqualified for having too much foam. What happened in 2018?
So part of the reason that happened was so TSN came out. They were doing a documentary. I felt the need to put on for them a bit. So I rushed through all my chugs. I was running really fast. I was really fit at that time, but I just rushed through all my chugs. And at the time, we were using koozies around the bottle, so I couldn't necessarily see how much was left. It was, so I thought the weight of the bottle was. I thought that's all that was left, but it was actually there's foam in every bottle that I drank from. And my third beer actually I hit over, rolled on the table a bit. You can see that in the video, and that also caused the bottle to foam up a bit. So yeah, just my fault today. But
what's the rule for puking? Like we have seen it. We watched some videos last week. Like it's bound to happen, right? Like what's that rule?
Yeah, so you puke, your race is pretty much done because you got to do a penalty lap. It's not an extra beer or anything, but still you
penalty lap.
Yeah, you got to run an extra lap. So you think the puking's bad enough? Try doing an extra lap after you puke.
Like, is it? Wow. I don't want to get too disgusting here, but is it like a full up chuck? Like, is it like if it's?
I've never done it. I've seen a lot of people puke, and I've seen many different types of puke come up. So, for example, one of my friends had tried the beer mile, which I don't advise. It's uncomfortable. It's awful. So. Friend made it to the end of the finish line, and you're actually allowed, as long as you make it to the finish line, cross the finish line. After that point, you could puke all you want. It's just you have to finish the race. So he projectile puke right after the race is done.
What do you feel like? Okay, so let's compare. You run a regular mile.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel like? And then you do the beer mile. How do you feel? Like, what are the differences in what you're feeling after you run this race? After the two races, what would you feel like?
Like running a hard mile is uncomfortable as it is. So when you add the variable of chugging alcohol when you're out of breath, you're really tired. It's awful. And then you have this sloshiness in your stomach that makes it sometimes worse. And then you have carbonation that you're trying to burp out after every lap, which is just. It's terrible. There's so many variables to it that you don't really want to add those to a mile race. But yeah, by the third year, you're tingling and you don't want to be doing it anymore.
You're probably burping the entire lap, are you not? Like you chug and then you're just making the turn, you burp all the way down the back.
Oh yeah,
That seems risky.
Yes, when they did the documentary, they actually mic'd me up, and you can hear my voice the whole time.
This is such a wild story.
What do you do after the race? Do you go out and have more beers, or is it like you shut her down for the night? You drink 4 beers in 4 minutes. You gotta be feeling buzzed. You go to the bar and have some nachos and a couple more beers, or what are you doing?
Usually we'll do a 4x4 right after. So like for example, Team Canada will get together, we'll get 4 athletes and we'll do a 4x4 relay. So chug a beer, sprint to 400, and then hand off to the next person. So essentially at that point it becomes 5 beers in, I don't know, 10 minutes of being there.
What?
We'll do a cool down, and then yes, we do usually go out because I mean at that point you're already you're feeling pretty good.
You don't want to ruin the buzz, just keep her going. That's something.
Exactly. So yeah, it ends up being a good night. Sometimes the egos of the beer milers, who's the best chugger becomes the highlight of
I can imagine. Are you like in the midst of training right now? I noticed you were drinking there. Are you drinking a beer with us tonight?
It's called Day Pack.
Yeah.
It's hot flavored seltzer. So It's pretty good.
Love it.
So are you in training right now for future runs, or like what's your schedule like right now?
So yeah, right now I'm training for some indoor races. So like literally just before this podcast, I got back from the track. I did 400 meters and then 5 times 1K and then 400 meters. So pretty heavy workout. And then I did a run earlier this morning too. So yeah,
Wow.
I'm in heat of training right now.
Before you were here, we each had some chocolate bars from our Halloween stash. Like the difference between you and I, Corey, it's quite different. Yeah, very different worlds. There's so many, like, Canadians are actually pretty good at the beer mile, right? Like, so you're the new world record holder. I guess you beat your world record, your previous record, but in the past, there's been other Canadians to hold that. Am I right with that?
Yeah. So previous to me was Lewis Kent, who was actually, he had the record for a little bit, and he was actually on the Ellen show. And like he sort of brought the beer mile, like he brought a lot of media attention to it. And then previous to that, there was Corey Gallagher, who's from Manitoba, Winnipeg, and he was the record holder for a bit before that. So yeah, Canadians are traditionally like very good at it. And then Canadians were the one that invented the rules and made up all the standardized rules for it.
We were asking too, like where like with that video, it sounded like there was a lot of people there, or maybe it was just one woman really close to the microphone. But like, where is this run being held, and how many people are watching this kind of thing?
Yeah, so that one, it was a decent turnout. It wasn't like crazy. They're usually still like, for being world classics, there's still like an underground feel to it. It's not like crazy, but the people that do come, they do get loud and they are crazy. Usually they're partying themselves there. So
wow.
We've had it in like Vancouver, we've had it in Berlin, we've had it in San Francisco. They were supposed to be in Copenhagen during the pandemic, but that all went to crap. So they try and host it in different spots every year.
So Adidas is a sponsor for you. Do they have a problem with you doing the beer mile, or is that part of the sponsorship?
They don't have a problem with it. It basically, the media attention from the beer mile helped garnish the sponsorship. So yeah, that was sort of a different way for me to market myself. Because a lot of like track athletes, just standard track athletes, aren't on TMZ, aren't on like ESN. So it was just a different way for them to put their logo on someone.
Well, we're excited to have you. Obviously from Tecumseh, which is about 45 minutes from us right now, or even closer. But like you're everywhere in the world. Like it was the biggest story last week, and then we started digging into it, and we're like, this guy's from down this road from us. Like literally, he's 40 minutes away. So, are you kind of a big deal when you go to these things, or are people like, there's Corey Bellemore, there he is, right there. Let's get an autograph, or is it kind of not a big deal for you?
It's, I mean, I just show up, I run. I don't know. I'm friends with everyone, so I'd say I'm not a big deal. I just have fun doing it.
I think he's a big deal, Tim. He's just playing it off as a good Canadian. He's probably like,
classic Canadian.
Yeah.
What is the prize for winning the beer mile, other than like being the most popular person last week in the news that was running? What's the prize?
It usually varies. For this one particularly, I believe it was like $500 US for the win, $500 US for the world record. So it was a free trip out there and $1,000 payday. So yeah, I don't know.
Like you just flew there and flew back, basically. Like you weren't there very long, were you?
I was there maybe 2 days. Yeah, not even 2 days. So it was a quick trip.
That's not a bad weekend. No, it's a solid weekend away.
I'm still blown away that you only brought 4 beers, because I know that like maybe the first night in the hotel you're like, crack a beer, and then now you're shit. I only got 3 beers. Like you just ruined it. Like I'm just still blown away by that. That's pretty wild.
There was a grocery store across the street that had multiple beverages at it. So we
go
right there.
Corey, so you legit have a chance at representing Canada at the Olympics. Where does that stand right now? Like how close are you, and where do you stand on that push?
Yeah, biggest thing for me is staying injury free. I got banged up like the last 2 years, so it really hurt my chances of doing anything to make Tokyo. But if I stay injury free, I have a legitimate shot at making Paris, which is only 3 years away.
That's going to be such a good story. CBC will be all over that. Like, this guy is the beer mile world record holder, and he's running the 1500. Like, I think that'll just be like the biggest
Love
thing.
it.
They'll love it. They'll love it. Corey Bellemore, World Beer Mile record holder. Tim, did you have anything else for Corey?
I just wanted to know who his nemesis is. There's got to be a nemesis that you have in the beer mile. Like who's the closest? Who's on your tail? Who are you watching out the rear view mirror for in the beer mile?
So the American record holder, his name's Chris Robertson. He's the second fastest ever. He's the guy that's always gunning for me at the championships. And actually, the thing is, I knew in UK when we were in Manchester there, I went out in 55 seconds for the first 400, which is like, I mean, if anyone on this podcast wants to go try and run a 55-second quarter without beer, I mean, it's pretty moving, especially when you have three more laps after that. So I knew me going out at that pace and me like sort of hurting at that pace a little bit, I knew he was like really hurting. So he's always the guy gunning for me, but he was a gamer and he went after the pace no matter how fast I was going.
That's what I was going to ask. So obviously there's the upper echelon of runners, yourself and this Robertson character. Is there people in that race like Tim and I too? Like they're lining up on the far side that are just there to be like, hey, we ran a beer mile. Like, is that happening, or is it all like top athletes?
There's all comers heats, which you guys would be in, but there is an elite heat which is separate from that.
Okay.
Which is all legitimate athletes, all under 5:30 for the beer mile.
Yeah, we would slow you down. We would be like speed bumps for you, getting in the way. So that makes sense. That makes sense. Corey, I think it's awesome. Thank you so much for arranging to get on here and dealing with the technical issues. We appreciate you talking to us. Congratulations again. You're like the biggest story of the news last week, in the good side of the news. That was like, something to laugh at. The World Beer Mile record holder from Tecumseh, Ontario. It is Corey Bellemore. Corey, thanks a lot, dude.
Hey, thanks for having me, and thanks for bearing with me during the technical.
It's all good. Thanks,
Don't
Corey.
worry,
Good luck in the future, buddy.
Hey,
worry about the running the beers. Don't worry about the tech stuff. All right.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Corey Bellemore. Isn't that cool? That is such a cool story right there. Here, Tim, let's
what a
get us
good
back
dude,
up.
eh?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. It's pretty cool, eh?
Dude.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Got some tech issues there, but we got him on.
He's pretty fast, man.
Oh, come on. 4.5 minutes, but he's also chugging 4 beers.
What do you think you could do after chugging 4 beers in 4 minutes?
Oh, there's nothing. Dude, let's be honest. Like, I felt the need.
Nothing.
I poured my 3rd beer tonight.
Oh, buddy.
You know how few times I've had 3 beers in the 3BeerPod. Quite often I'm putting one back in the fridge at the end of the broadcast. So
behind the scenes, the 3BeerPod right there was crystal clear.
There you go. Hey, you know what? Let's move right into this because Corey kind of fit the bill here tonight. It's November, which means Movember's back, which means we've got to get into our Mo of the week. This is where we select a mustachio gentleman, or I guess we could have a woman too. And we honor them with our Mo of the week. Look at this, Tim. Look at I've added here.
Right. That's hard.
It's the Mo of the week.
Corey had a solid Mo, eh?
Yeah, I think he could be, or get rid of that. He could be like an honorary nominee this week. I didn't realize he had such a mustache. But yeah. So Movember is the month where bring highlights to men's health and just men in general. Guys, get checked if you need to get checked. Don't hide anything. A lot of different things with Movember. Movember.com. You can find out and they raise some money. So Tim, let's start with yours. Okay, you ready for your mustache of the week?
Yeah, I had a tough go of it, but it was like first mustache that came to mind is from my childhood. Look at that guy. Look at everything that's going on with Mean Gene, though. Like that mustache is legit. That guy in that picture, you know how old he is? He's only like 22, I think, in that picture. I might check the numbers on that. It might be 30. He's like 35. He's only like 35 in this picture.
That's a strong mustache. That's a soup trainer right there.
Everything that's going on there looks good with Mean Gene, though. That's a good looking blazer.
Oh, yeah. He's passed away, right?
No, I think he's alive.
Oh, is he still alive?
I think so. I'll Google it. Mean Gene still. Gene Okerlund. I think he's alive. He's looking rougher these days, but
wow. Is he still
no, he's dead. No,
okay. Dead. Well, rest in peace. Rest in peace.
R.I.P. He retired in 2018. He died in 2019. Only 76. He was only 76. I'm telling you. Yeah, he was only 42. Yeah, he was only 40 years old in that picture right there.
Oh, he was 40 years old when he died. Oh no,
Dead. Dead.
no. Yeah, we got
JT
confirmation.
jumped in. He's
JT's
dead.
dead.
Yeah.
Thanks, JT.
He looked good. He looked
Appreciate
good.
that, yeah. This guy, Tim, you won't know my selection this week because I don't know who it is, but he popped up in my Google search and I was like, holy hell, look at this guy, Skip Jutsi, former Milwaukee Brewer catcher. Look at that mustache. Old
What's he
Skip.
looking at?
Well, probably
Wait a
his home
second.
run.
What?
Dinger
No,
he
what?
just crushed.
That might be the weirdest pose.
It's
'cause
the
I don't even
Mariners. I
think-
said the Brewers, yeah.
I don't even think that's a batting stance. Is it?
Oh, no, it's a follow through. He just crushed the ball, dude. Skip Jutsi.
Is that a follow
Yeah.
through?
Yeah, that's him. Look at him. He's
Oh,
like,
Skip Jutsi.
yeah.
I
So
think
I
we should
was,
look
I
up
originally, I think
his
I saw
stats.
this guy as our Weird Name Hall of Fame inductee, but then I was like, oh, he's also could fit in the
Yeah,
Mo of the Week.
he's got a lot going on for him there. That helmet looks
Yeah.
pretty solid. Is that the Mariners?
That's the Mariners. Well, the big Mariners logo on the bottom there.
No, but the helmet. That's
Yeah.
I never saw that. That's slick.
Yeah.
Skip Jutsi catcher.
Skip
number
Jutsi.
39.
Another bomb from Skip Jutsi.
That's a good. It makes you look older though, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, let me. I don't know if I can look any
There,
older.
there's your Mo of the Week.
I don't think I can.
More Mo's
stay.
next week.
More Mo's next week. I love a good mustache.
Timmer, we got to do an update on
Oh,
our
yeah.
Kijiji fiascos that we've each been experiencing here as of
Yeah.
late.
What do you got going on, buddy?
Well, let me tell you. So last week, I told you how I was trying to sell 4 winter tires, which I have been for the last 3 seasons, and have not had any bites. This year, I'm like, F it. I'm throwing it up there. Let's get it sold. I had a couple bites. The guy we
Right.
told last week, remember, who wanted me to do the tire change in the driveway? He wanted to test the tires. And I was like, that's not happening.
No, you wanted to borrow your jack as well.
Yeah, he wanted to. Can I try them first? And then we were like, no. So here, I got a little copy of how this conversation went down with the latest, one of our latest guys here. So
Okay.
this guy here's, "Hi, is it available?" And there's my response, "Yes, it is," at 2:27 a.m., which is
Wow, that's early.
tells you about my life. And
Okay.
then his next question is, "Send me the address." I'm like, well, hold up.
Sounds like he might be stealing them.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, so I respond, "When will you be stopping by?" Which I think is a legitimate question. Like, let's arrange something here. Don't just show up at my house.
Right?
So then he says, "Tomorrow." Again, wide open. And I'm like, well, what time?
Right.
So there you go, 2:30. And I said, yeah, I won't be home at that time. I 100% was home. But I'm like, no,
Oh,
we're
you
playing
weren't
hardball
feeling
now.
it, eh?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was like, before noon. You're
Playing
gonna do this on
hardball.
you're gonna do
Okay.
this on my time. And he
Okay.
just responds with a sad sideways glance. I'm like, well, now I've hurt his feelings.
What does
poor
that
guy.
mean?
Yeah, I don't. It's like, I doubt it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
So,
right.
Yeah. Oh, Saints. Yeah. Well, Jesus. Now we'll get back to you, Mike. So
Right.
he gives me the sideways glance, like
Okay.
disappointed in me. So then he says, "Tomorrow, when time available, or Saturday?" And Saturday, I'm around 8 to 2. That works best for
Okay.
me. Price is negotiable. I ended it
Is that-
there.
Is that a question mark?
No, I think he was telling me. And that's when I was like, no, we're done.
Oh, really?
Buddy, we're done.
You didn't respond?
No, left him.
Done.
Left him. I'm dying to get these sold. I left him. I was like, no, we're done.
Price is negotiable. Not
Price is
what
negotiable. I'm like, is that a
what's the price?
statement?
You should have raised it. Should have
It
just
was-
put it up
$200 for 4 winter tires
$200.
with rims.
with rims.
With rims.
I
And
think
they
I'm
used
going to buy
2
them and
seasons.
resell them.
Well, you can't, Tim, because they're
Oh.
sold.
Whoa! Did not see that coming.
Twist at the end. So
Really?
Darren, I don't know who Darren is. Darren contacts me. Might be a
Okay.
podcast viewer. I don't know.
Obviously, it is.
Darren reaches out. Let me see if I have Darren. Darren's like, "Are these still available? Do you have 4? Please tell me you have 4.
Mhm.
I probably should have got this conversation." And I said, "Yeah, I got 4 tires and rims." He
Mhm.
goes, "What did they fit?"
Right.
And I told him, and he goes, "Doesn't matter. I'm buying them anyway."
Darren's a tire reseller. That's why.
Well, I
You
said,
look on Kijiji right now. He's selling them for 400.
"Damn it, I never thought about that." But he says, "Will you take 150?"
No.
And I'm like, "No, I'm into this too
Nope.
much." I said 175 or no deal. cash
And?
money in my hand. But
Really?
I had to drop them off. He says 175. I'll do that, but can you drop them off?
He didn't
And I
have tires on his vehicle. He had no tires. You should have played hardball and went for 200. The guy had no tires.
Well, I said to him, I said, "What's the address?" Like, oh, it's what's, and he tells me it literally is 2 blocks from me.
So just
But
roll him down the street.
but I didn't tell him. I was like, "Oh, it's a long drive. I'll do 175," and he's like, "Deal." So I literally put him in the vehicle, turned the corner, and I dropped him off.
There.
He told me the whole story. He got a hold of me. He said, "Thanks. Got the tires. They're for a single mom that needs tires."
Oh,
I was like, "Wow, I don't need the sad story."
I
That's
guarantee you he's selling them on Kijiji right now.
If he gets 400 for him, I'm done. I'm done. So that is my Kijiji win.
That's solid. I'm glad you didn't negotiate with that other guy.
Yeah.
You gave it to a guy who had no tires.
Yeah. Send me the address.
Send me the address. No.
Yeah.
I hope he's a listener.
That's not how we
Hope
do
he
that.
watches.
That's not how we do that. So now I do have a set of golf clubs available that have not got a bite yet. So I'm a
weird.
sucker for
I really
punishment. I can't get off the Kijiji.
I really thought November was selling the golf clubs month. That's
Might be
strange.
spring. Might be spring.
Mhm,
They'll just stay
mhm,
up there till then. We'll
mhm.
see.
I do have an update as well, Cloudy, on
All right.
the hunt.
Yeah.
The hunt for the shuffleboard table is over. I have
a double win.
I have purchased the shuffleboard table out of London, Ontario.
Oh, buddy.
Not sure how we got a road trip to go on. We got some work to do to
Yep.
pick this up.
I'm in.
Yeah, so shuffleboard table has been purchased. It is we'll wait and see. Maybe we got a new story for next week. I won't want to give any more details about where it came from. But it has been purchased. It might be an adventure to go pick it up this weekend. And we'll get back to you on the adventures of Tim's shuffleboard table.
We'll have to take pictures of that. Wouldn't it be great if you were buying it from the dumb dude that was just showing up at my house, Darren or whatever his name was? What was that guy's name? Man, we've lost him now. That'd be great. He's like, yeah, I just tried to buy some tires off this jerk ass and
I know a guy in Chatham. His name's Chris. He's a real dink. Try to buy some tires off him. Hi, I'm Chris.
Kurt. Nice to meet you.
Oh, this is my friend Chris. Dabbles in used tires. My bad.
Dabbles in used tires. Hey, looks like Mike's looking for a golf club. Look me up on the Kijiji. I'm a high-ranked seller on there.
We get stuff done on the podcast here, buddy.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in again.
Corey's in road trip.
This is shaping up.
Yeah,
I
love
this
this idea.
up. Me, you, Corey, and my dad.
Oh,
yeah, my dad's coming.
Yeah,
he's in charge of
muscles
making
and
sure it's
brains.
tied down. We need someone to make sure it's tied down. So we're going to bring in the experience of Ron Regan. It's going to be a hell of a road trip. Looking forward to it.
We'll have to update. Tim, I have one other note here before you wrap up.
All right.
Strangest people you've ever had a beer with.
Oh, buddy.
You wanted to tell me. What's this all about?
It's like I didn't see this one coming ever, buddy. Had a little get together, Halloween, just hanging out in the neighborhood, games for the children. My 94-year-old neighbor comes out and had a beer with us.
What?
Yeah. We were, having a beer.
Like the little
in the
she's
yard?
next door, right? This is the same woman I'm thinking of?
Yes.
Really?
She came out. She saw we were having a beer in the driveway. She's like, I'm going to have a beer too. She walked back into the house, came back out with a glass of beer.
With a stubby.
Did not. I was like, hey,
dusty old stubby.
What you drinking, bud? And
what you drinking, bud?
She didn't know. She wasn't sure.
She didn't know.
She wasn't sure. No. On her next trip to get her next beer, she came back and said
she had two.
She was drinking Bud Light. Yeah. Did not see that coming. 90-something-year-old. I think she's 94. She's old enough. She's old enough.
Her.
We made sure she got home safely after trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
She did the block with us afterwards too. She was feeling good, but no, she didn't. I was so jacked to have a beer with the neighbor. I didn't see it coming. I didn't see that coming ever in the land of ever. Like, have some beers with some interesting humans. Didn't ever think that I'd be drinking a beer with my neighbor. Just didn't see it coming.
Wow, Corey's got a great idea. Hit her with the 8-track. Yeah.
Oh, well, if she wanders over to the
Yeah.
garage sometime, I'll get her going. I'll get her going.
Jeez,
We'll be
that's a
good.
good. That's a good one.
Yeah, didn't see
Wow.
it coming. Yeah. So next time
Wow.
you're over, maybe we'll slide over. We'll bring a 6-pack. We'll see.
You
if
know
she wants
what?
to join.
Someday someone's gonna be talking about us. They'll be like, "Man, I had a drink with those 106-year-old dudes. They wanted to do the beer mile.
They
Couldn't get
were
their
out there with the
walkers.
beer
Kept falling over their walkers
mile.
every
6
time."
hours.
All right, couple promos here, Timmer. Again, that engagement life project tomorrow. Wing it on. We're gonna be on with Doug Robbins tomorrow night. We'll be eating wings and drinking beers, so that'll be fun at 7:00. What's that, Timmer?
No, I didn't
No,
say anything,
no,
buddy. I think you glitched out on me, but it's all good.
It was just a little stroke. And Jeff Leeson, our comedian friend who's appeared on 3Pod, season 2, episode 3, season 4, episode 8, season 5, episode 10. Got some good news coming with that fella.
Whoa.
That's all we can really say right now. I don't want to steal any thunder, but if you liked him on the podcast,
I did. I did. Oh, you were talking to me. You were talking to the viewers.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You're going to want to be paying attention, okay? Because there will be more with Jeff Leeson and the 3BeerPod. Okay, we'll just leave it at
Love
that.
it. All right.
All right. All righty.
Oh,
There's the sponsors. We should get those in, Tim.
sponsors. Chris McLeod over at Realty House. Guy is moving properties again. Anything on the market right now?
Not right now. No, I think.
But if
I
you have a
think,
house with
yeah.
doors, no windows, either one, you want to sell
You
something?
need golf club?
You're looking for golf clubs? Chris McLeod's the guy. Check out Shauna over at the Health House, thehealthhouseck.com. If you're looking to get healthy like we are and run a beer mile in the next year, Shauna's the one that's going to help us out. And our old friends in Pakistan. They're, I believe, competing in the World Cup of cricket right now. That's why they're not returning my phone calls right now.
Is that it? Okay.
I also don't have their number, but they will call us someday. And our friends at the PSL, we just want to be friends. Again, thanks for your continued sponsorship and support of the podcast.
To our old friends and our old listeners, I'll say cheers. Tim, this Porter
Porter.
is
I gotta
really
go
good.
see if it's in my fridge, man. I don't think there's
It's
one in
really
there.
good. It's
I'm
really
excited.
good.
I'm
It's
gonna
good.
go try it.
All right, one more Wonder Bar.
I'm just on my first pack of Skittles. That's good
Oh.
Skittles.
This is good stuff.
That's good.
That was a
stuff.
hell of a pod. Corey Bellemore.
Oh.
Cheers, buddy. Thanks, Timmer.